Hi, so let me introduce myself. I'm Ayu, like INU. I'm from Popbela.com.
Okay.
And so let's talk about you. So, Pen, between candidates, Guinevere, Love, Marian, Natalie, and Kate, actually, how do you describe what Joe sees in women when he calls them you?
Yeah. That's a good question. Like, what makes a you? What makes her finally become you? Because actually, this season, certainly, he does not have the same kind of you initially. Um, so given that whenever Joe finds a you, we know that that's not love. He's mistaking it for love. It looks and sounds like the sort of love fantasy tropes we've seen, but that's the point, right? It's like exploring that and how that's not really like a relationship. That's more objectification. So I think it's it, once he's fixated on a person and rendered them an object that needs saving and manipulation. Uh, he at this point also he's truly no longer looking at himself.
Okay.
I mean, it's like the best thing we can do in this life in terms of refining our own character is like looking at ourselves. Like we can't control the way anybody else feels or acts. We can't even control the way that we feel. We can
Mm,
only control the way we respond to our feelings. It's a really interesting thing. It's like we can't really control anything else in the world. But that's, what people who are working on becoming better and growing and have emotional maturity, that's what we all have to do in some way. Joe is the opposite. And anybody who has any kind of psychosis in this way, I think, he can't look at himself at all. In fact,
okay.
he's avoiding looking at himself by looking at you. So that's so the moment that and the only people who tend to be able to bring that feeling out of him
Yeah.
are women who fit enough of the mold he has in his mind, the fantasy in his mind, whatever those boxes to be checked. I think some of them are like obviously beautiful is one of them. Shocker, go figure. But it's not just that. I think it's like it's a certain personality. It's like frankly, once he realizes they have problems and he understands the nature of their problem, which of course everybody has. So
Mm,
once he's gotten to know them past a certain point and he can identify from his perspective how they might be saved, that's when they become you.
yeah.
And
So
that's and then the clock is ticking as to when
I know,
you step in the box.
I know, but one last question. What can we expect from you season four? I mean, Joe for seasons now. Do you want to
So
change anything from Joe?
there is, I mean, apart from the beard and the hair, well, actually, apart from that, there may not be any change. He's trying. He's trying to change. And he's
Okay.
trying hard. He's trying really
Okay.
hard. He's in a different city. I mean, there is, I think the first five you're going to want to see because it's like, it is actually quite different feeling. It's very different feeling from the show. And then part two brings it home in a very surprising way. So, yeah, I don't know how much more.
So, Ben, thank you so much. I can't wait for you season four. Thank you.